What is apartheid? How did it start and how did it end? Translated from Afrikaans, apartheid means apartness, and it was a series of laws that divided people in South Africa by their race. In the 1940s, more than 80% of South Africa's population was black, but the ruling government was all white. After winning an election in 1948, believing their race was superior and wanting to preserve it, the Afrikaner National Party put in place laws that segregated white and non-white South Africans. People had to be registered to one of 4 racial groups and were forced to live in areas assigned to their race. More than 80% of land was given to less than 20% of the population. Many black Africans were forced out of their homes. They weren't allowed to own land and weren't recognised as citizens of South Africa. Black people had separate schools and separate buses, and interracial marriage was made illegal. Even though it was popular amongst the white minority of the population, apartheid faced resistance from the beginning, particularly from the African National Congress, a political group led in the 1950s by Nelson Mandela. In 1960, a massive peaceful protest at Sharpeville ended with police opening fire, killing 69 people. The massacre sparked protests around the world, and the government was condemned by the United Nations. But back in South Africa, activist groups like the African National Congress were made illegal. And in 1962, after 17 months in hiding, Nelson Mandela was arrested and sent to jail. The 1980s were the most violent years of apartheid. Thousands of anti-apartheid organisations joined forces to create the United Democratic Front, which pushed to end apartheid, while the government, often violently, pushed back.
Hundreds were forced to flee when the police retaliated with tear gas.
Throughout the decade, protests in South Africa and around the world chipped away at the government.
South Africa needs Nelson Mandela. The world needs Nelson Mandela.
In 1990, Nelson Mandela and other activists were released from prison, and in 1991, the apartheid laws were abolished. Just 3 years later, South Africa held its first multiracial election, meaning everyone could vote. And in 1994, Nelson Mandela became the country's first black president.
The people of South Africa have spoken in this election. They want change, and change is what they will get.
Every year on the 16th of December, South Africans commemorate the Day of Reconciliation. It's a day that was important to both Afrikaner and Black South African cultures, and now represents reconciliation and national unity. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit subscribe and head to our Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too. Cheers!